Welcome to Anxiety Twins. My name is Lee H. Tillman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.
And we are married comedians that have a podcast. Thanks for listening.
We went to see Backrooms last night.
Yep. And you have a lot of thoughts about it. You were terrified the entire time?
I was terrified the entire time. I don't like to watch scary movies. You have to watch them without me because I'm no fun. Cut to a clip of me saying I'm fun. Or 14 of them. I say it a lot. But I told you, like, when I saw the shorts of the trailers of Backrooms, I was like, there's something about the 90s quality of the wallpaper and like the furniture and everything that like looked like home. Like I almost felt like I've been there before, which I feel like maybe that's what they were going for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I was like, I have to see because I also have like a lot of memories from my childhood. Like my dad used to work in real estate, so a lot of my afternoons with him were go to the place.
A lot of office buildings.
A lot of office buildings, a lot of houses, a lot of new builds, a lot of like resale. Like we just visited a lot of places. And I still have nightmares of this house that we visited one time. It was like an older house, and which he didn't really usually sell older houses. He was more in the new house market. But it was like, it had one of those hacienda patios in the middle where like the house is built around a patio. And it had a fountain in the middle, but it was broken, dilapidated, and covered in debris. So it was like scary. And then you go into the house, and it was a house of a family that had a lot of kids. So you can tell that they did some remodeling along the way that didn't really look right, which is a lot of what Backrooms is. Like you're like, wait, is that door supposed to be that size? Like that they did shit like that. Like and in Mexico this happens a lot because you don't need permits to do stuff, or you don't get them. I don't know. And there was like a lot of rooms, so like every room had a different color carpet, like bright red or green or blue or something like bright. And then that room would lead you to a bathroom, and then that bathroom would lead you to another room, and then that room would lead you to another room, which would lead you to another room, to the staircase, to the living room, where you were like, wait, where am I again? like terrifying. Like I remember at one point I was like,
sounds like a really big house.
Mom, like did I get lost? And we were there for a while. So I definitely have like, I don't know, like that. And then one time we went to shoot because my mom had artistic aspirations, kind of like how I do. She was a writer, and being a writer, she met a lot of people who were also doing like art stuff. So like somebody asked her to be in their sketch. I don't think it was supposed to be comedic, so I don't know if I would call it a sketch, but we went to this location. It was just like a big building, and it was just, I have no idea how they did this. Like it was just like an apartment that was empty, and they just set up and started acting and like doing like a bit there. And the whole time I'm like, this is
and how old are you at this
terrifying. I must have been like 5.
And you just
6.
saw that and you were like, I don't like this.
Yeah, immediately I was like, don't quit your day job. Like I was like,
is that why you don't like improv now?
That's why I don't like improv. I don't like anything small budget. Only Marvel movies.
no black box theaters for you.
Yeah. But the house tour, I was a lot older. Like that was like 12 or something. But these are just like, I don't know. Don't you have like childhood memories that are just like very clear as opposed to like everything else?
Yeah, I do. They're generally not positive. It's usually nightmare fuel. Like I told you about, my phone.
That's okay. We don't need to.
You want to bring that?
We don't need to revisit it.
Things like that. What?
You feel like my thing's not scary enough?
That sounds like the house I grew up in.
The doors that connect to other doors. Yeah. Well, I feel like maybe if I lived there, it wouldn't be as scary because I wouldn't be lost. I would be like, I know this shit. But anyway, I really wanted to see the movie, and I have thoughts about it now.
Is it like to go back to the house I grew up in didn't have hallways. It was just one room connected to another room. So everything was
terrible.
So you just walk from one room to the next room.
That's like, you just want to maximize square footage. Like they're like, we do not, hallways are a waste of space.
Yeah, so there was no privacy at all. It was just we're all in one big room basically with like I mean, the
divisions.
doors, there were
It's like cubicles.
yeah, it's kind of like you. Like there were doorways, but no doors. So you just walk from room to room. And,
no doors.
There were doorways.
Yeah,
so but there were no. Like,
did anybody put up a shower curtain or something?
No. Yeah, and then there was the bathroom, which was.
I feel like you and I have talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but I feel like I'm a really sensitive person, and like you're one of those, like, what do they call, like, wildflowers? What do they call, like, the crack in the cement flower? Like, that's you. You're just like out here being like, this will do. Whereas me, I'm like they need to spritz me with water and then be like, it's too warm. Move.
You need a garden.
Yeah. I need
out in the concrete. I'm a rose to grow through the concrete.
You're a wildflower. I'm like, I need a lot of attention. So like my terrible nightmares is like one time my parents like didn't talk about me and and they didn't talk to me and I was in the room. Yeah. Oh, I also have to say I really like architecture related things. Mm-hmm. I follow a YouTuber that we should tag on here. She like her whole thing is she's like talks about architecture. Mm-hmm. And when I found her, I was like, yes, this is what I want to know about. Like any movie, she'll take like any movie and then like talk about the house that they're in instead of like the plot of the movie. And I'm like, that's what I want to know. So like Backrooms is like, yes, it's more about the space. Has she
done The Shining? The hotel from The Shining?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I've seen everything she's done, so I don't think so. But we have to invite her up here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're listening,
go to Timberland with us.
Have you seen the Backroom YouTube video?
No.
So it's a whole subculture. Like I think it started out with people just filming, going to abandoned malls or whatever, and filming it and being like, "Oh, this this used to be this and this. Like, come follow me through this." And then eventually, they created software to where you can make rooms. And it's basically what you see in the movie where it's just
they're all wrong
saying things. Yeah, it's just these rooms, but it looks real. And that's the challenge of it, is to make it look real, but also have it very just weird and abstract. Like, is that supposed to be there?
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it does create this kind of, like you were saying, like this kind of, I don't know if wonder is the word, but kind of a childlike feeling, because you're seeing this and you recognize it, but also you don't at the same time. It is very weird. You're as an adult, you almost never feel this way, but as a kid, that's kind of how you feel almost all the time, every time you're introduced to a new thing.
Right.
And I think that's the nostalgia aspect of it, because this is a thing that is familiar. You've been in a room before, but this room is like no other room you've ever seen.
Right.
But it's also not necessarily scary, but it also is scary because you don't know what it is at the same time. So it is a lot of things kind of pushing and pulling at the same time. And I think that's the feeling that you get when you watch the movie.
It's a very good summary.
Thanks. I've never seen any of the videos at this point because it's been going on for like 5 years. Like this specific director has been going on. I think we're going to have to look up his name. Because we're going to keep talking about him
without saying
his name. But he's been doing it for like 5 years. So the idea of like going back and figuring out all the lore and everything just seems daunting. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I think the
it's like me with Parks and Recs. Like it's too far gone. Like I can't catch up.
The movie stands alone. I think you don't need to know all the back.
And by the way, if you want to feel like you're in Backrooms, go to Mexico. Like randomly there'll be stairs that go nowhere and they'll be like, oh yeah, well, we just didn't finish. Or like a door that like doesn't have a doorknob, but then like the one next to it does. And you're like, why are there two doors when like one would have sufficed? The one that works, maybe we keep that one. They're like, it's fine.
This is a movie that's kind of hard to, I mean, like, you can say what happens in the movie, but it's still.
Yeah. I was actually thinking it was going to be a lot less seeing things. Like when we saw like the woman in the red suit, I was like, oh, I thought the whole thing was going to be like, we feel like there's something here, but we don't see it. So like once they broke that like surface,
that's pretty far
shadow, it's pretty far into it. But once they broke it, I was like, oh, I almost like at that point when I saw the woman in the red suit, I was I wished I was watching it on a TV so I could be like, how much is left? Because at that point I was like, wait, is there gonna be like another 2 hours? Because it's too late for you to introduce something that we don't have time to explain. And then like they didn't explain it is what happened. But
it's very Gen Z of you.
What?
To want to pause it and
I was like, I have to pee.
Yeah, I have to do something else other than watch this movie right now. What's on my phone right now?
I just wanted to see how much longer. You're so mean to me. Also, I'm young and spry, so it's fine. Yeah. And then like there's like we were saying, like there's a lot of stuff that they didn't revisit again. Like at the beginning there's a video of a guy that it's wearing a hazmat suit and is trying to get through it, and he's lost, and he finds his own like setup, I guess, like the little like rig with the sound of the floppy disks. That shot of the floppy disk and the cassette and the pen, it was very like, it felt too purposeful almost. Like they were like, this is some vintage stuff that you would have just had lying around. Like it was like too perfect.
That's almost the only time in the movie where you feel, oh, this is 1991.
Yeah. The rest of the time.
There's very few times when you feel that way.
Yeah. Like when there's a scene where the psychologist is outside watching the building get tear down. And I was like, wait, so are we in current time now? Like what happened? Like at that point I was confused about what time it is. And I thought also that building was the outside of the Backrooms.
Yeah.
We still don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was. There's so much of it. I think if I had to guess, I would say her mother, because she was having mental issues. I think maybe she had gone into a back room, like she had experienced it, but we don't really know. Like they don't say it explicitly. I feel like maybe she knew something about it. That's the connection.
Yeah.
Because I thought the daughter was going to have something connected to it, but it didn't seem like she did. I thought we were going to find out, oh, she's been to the Backrooms before and she knows this place, but it didn't seem like that was it at all.
Yeah.
So her mom, who ended up in a mental institution, which I guess would have had to be like in the 70s if we're going chronologically. I guess that would have been in the 70s. Because her mom kind of, had issues. It seems like maybe she had been to the back rooms before, or she had some connection to it.
Yeah.
But it's not explicit.
I thought we were going to find out that like geographically the place where his store is like near her like old house, and so like the back rooms are like somewhat connected. The logic of where it physically is never figured out. And then like the doctor that works there, Dr. Phil, he looked really sad when he said that that's his job now. So I thought that meant that he was strapped in there. Like he's not going into it. He is in it all the time.
He comes and goes.
But then
he seems to have a happy life.
There's footage of him with his family, just like having a normal. And the only reason why that's there is to let us know that he does leave. And then what? Like, what's the point of that?
I don't know. I think it would have been, I guess I'll say off top how I feel about the movie. I think when we're talking about, when it's just the back rooms, when it's just that aspect of it, which is like the physical space that you're in, I think it's amazing. I think it's really great the way that he did that. But when it comes to the actual story, there was so much missing, or they would add things that didn't need to be, like the character of Phil, the doctor, that didn't really add anything to it. Like it created another mystery, another question that doesn't get answered.
Do you think there's going to be a back rooms too?
I mean, the movie is making so much money, it feels like it probably will. Because also they left so many questions open. It was
that it's
low
doable.
budget, and obviously he's created an entire world outside
on
of
YouTube.
this. So clearly he's been thinking about it a lot. So I'm sure he has a lot of ideas and stuff. So
that is what it felt like. It felt like he was like 2 hours, but I have like 17. Like, how do I do this?
But I think he did say that he had no interest in making like a 2-hour version of what he did online.
So it's completely different.
It doesn't really have to do with the lore of what he's been doing for the past 5 years. He just wanted to make something that was stood on its own. And I feel like the movie does stand on its own. You don't need anything else. But I think, the actual like camera work and the physical space is amazing.
Like imagine those sets.
Yeah, it's
terrifying. If I was in that movie, I would have nightmares forever. Like nobody could cure me from that. I'd just be like fucked.
But when it came to the actual like telling of the story, it just felt he didn't really have a handle on it. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, like the therapist seemed like she knew more, but also not. And then at the end, she gets distracted. Instead of like, if you just went through what she went through, I feel like you would want to talk about it. Like there's just no, especially being a therapist, like there's nothing that the Dr. Phil could tell me. Also the fact that his name is Dr. Phil, like
right.
unnecessary.
Come on, guy.
Let's go with Tim or like anything else.
Get a second, third draft, please. Something.
Dr. Phil. Well, he says my name is Phil. He's wearing a doctor's outfit. So maybe he's not Dr. Phil. I just filled in the blank. Maybe he's just wearing a robe. But like he tries to ask her about what happened. And I feel like when I was watching that scene, I was like, if that were me, I'd be like, and then this happened, and then this guy came out of nowhere, and is that his consciousness, or is this a totally different person?
I feel the opposite.
That he ate, that he just ate himself somehow. But she was like, I don't want to talk about it. I want to know what's going to happen to me. Which, like, fair, okay, also an important thing to talk about. And then they cut to the scene where she's sitting in a room that feels very similar to the room that she was interviewed in, but it's a Backrooms version of it, and she's a memory of herself.
Yeah.
So that's totally possible that there's now a backroom version of this where there's a memory of her, and also she's free. Like both of those things could exist at the same time, but we don't know which one it is. And she could be perfectly fine. Like there could be a copy of her in there. And also like when the guy's like, we used to build MRI machines and now we don't. This is all we do. And it's like, why? Well, we just want to learn more about it. Why? I feel like you're just feeding it by going in there and giving it more memories and more rooms and more like, I would be like, Wait, just one more thing. If ever in the history of like Americans destroying things was good to come in handy, like please, by all means, let's use the bombs or whatever you have.
If I had just gone through what she went through, and then they're interviewing me and like asking me, I'm like, no, you don't ask me questions. I ask you questions. What my only question is what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's my only question. Like what were you watching me the whole time and you saw all that happen? You didn't do anything? Are you doing this to me? Is this like why
they keep installing cameras all around the place?
Like they saw everything that happened, I guess.
Yeah.
And what did they did nothing?
The way the words are backwards.
Oh.
Like the stop sign says spots or whatever. Yeah. Like it's everything's backwards. It's like, why? Is this a mirror? Like, I need more information.
Yeah, and also when his manager goes downstairs and she can see him, but he can't see her. Well, what?
We just moved on from that.
We just moved on, and it's just like, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to spoil, I guess, but like he kills her. Or his subconscious kills her, but
we don't know.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah, because
how did that happen?
For a moment, it seems like Backrooms is him. Like it's like a memory that he has, or like it's a combination of like him and the space.
Yeah, but if that were true, then there wouldn't be other people there. So shouldn't it be a billion people down there if it's everybody's memories?
Yeah, it would be like crowded.
Yeah, it would be everybody who ever existed is down there, I guess.
Yeah. And the guy wearing the robe actually gets murdered and there's blood everywhere? Or is this like a fiction of our imagination?
And how do you find out that you can eat them? Like,
Yeah,
why would you even try that?
Why did we go there?
Why would you attempt to do that? That seems like an odd. You never saw Us, the movie Us?
I don't think so.
Jordan Peele's movie where there's, I guess there's two different worlds and you're tethered to a person. Everybody that's up here is tethered to a person that's in like the underworld. And that when that happened, when I saw that, oh, this is what's happening. There are people up there and then there's memories down here. I felt, oh, this is like someone being tethered to another person. So it reminded me of the movie Us in that way, but not really, because the people in Us, the people that are tethered to in the lower world, they also have their own consciousness and they know.
Because we don't know anything about Backrooms, so we don't know who knows what.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when they started adding the narrative, it was just, if they had just kept it simple and not added too many people and it just been him fighting his own consciousness.
Yeah. And if you want to leave it open-ended, like where we don't know what happens, I would have even gone with is this room, are these back rooms even real? Like he never brings anybody in. Like if he had not brought his manager and his girlfriend and the therapist and all that, like it was just him and the doctor, that would have been way creepier, I feel like, because you're just like, the more you bring people in, the less scary it is, because you have like all these witnesses.
Yeah. Even if they had brought people in, but they didn't have like any real backstory. Like if we had known nothing about the therapist other than she was a therapist, all the extra stuff that we know about her, like her mom, her book, all that other stuff.
Her book is in the back rooms in the end, and the title's correct. So I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean the original book's wrong? I just am reading too much into all these decisions.
The lead actor, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who I can't remember what I first saw him in. Maybe it was City of Men, maybe. The first thing, I don't know, it was probably like 20 years ago. The first thing I saw him in, I was like, oh, this guy's going to be huge. Because he's still, I think he's an amazing actor, but like I don't know what happened, but he never got the roles that he was supposed to get. And I think he's amazing in everything I've seen him in. And because his ability, because he had to carry this movie, basically. He had to walk through a wall and make it seem like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That, he had to like do a whole lot. He was the only person I feel like felt like a real person, even though he eventually went crazy.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, man, I guess he just never got the opportunities. I don't know if it's his fault or the industry's fault or who it was, but somebody fumbled, because I feel like this guy, he should be huge.
Yeah, he looked familiar to me. I don't think I know from where.
Well, we just saw him in Life of Chuck.
Oh, that's right.
That was the last thing that we saw him in.
Is he stuck in the 90s? Maybe that's what's happening. No, I think in Life in Chuck it was the 80s, right?
I don't remember what decade. I feel like, was it modern day? I don't remember.
No, well, because it was Chuck's childhood.
Yeah, so. That movie's so all over the place. I kind of can't remember.
I really like the scene when this guy's crawling through the first like small pathway that he finds, and there's like the light behind him. That looks really cool. Like I remember like that shot. I was like, oh, this is like really good directing, because we're still in the back rooms. There is no dimension awareness. Like it's really hard to tell how big or small things are. And then like that scene compared to the scene where the doctor comes out of the small door and then there's like a million rooms that go down. That is supposed to feel amazing, but it doesn't compare to the other. And I don't know if it's the actress or the lighting or like what happened, but it feels fake. Like it's almost not as scary as a small tube, or like as impressive. I don't know. She,
I feel like, may have been the weak link in the movie. I don't think she was awful or anything. I don't think she was a bad actress or anything, but I don't know if she was miscast. There was just something.
I don't think it was the actress. I think it was the character. Like it was not necessary. I guess the only reason why she's there is so that we get some more information about this guy from another person about his divorce.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to you it's an easy way to get into someone's psyche already. Because if they're going to a therapist,
it's a little on the nose, but yeah.
you're already, you don't have to, he doesn't have to explain everything. Like, obviously he's going to explain everything to her. So now we know everything that he's thinking. So it's a shortcut to get to that.
But I feel
Payne
like
Parsons is the director.
For all the scenes and all the backstory about her that took up all this time, I would have just liked to see him go through that actual divorce, or like a quick glimpse of that night instead of him explaining it to her, where maybe he like is laying in bed in the store thinking about that, or like has to have a couple of phone calls with her about like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up my shit tomorrow or something. Like you like get that he's in this place without her, and then that means that he gets to meet Dr. Phil, which I feel like those two never meet. Like I really wanted him to be like, then Phil pretend that he doesn't know this guy, because he's been watching him for a long time, and then to meet him and ask him questions and not say, I have been watching you for however long, it would be so much more tense.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what to make of him seeing him in the commercial, because when he sees him in the commercial, he's like, oh my God. But I'm trying to figure out like what exactly is he surprised about, because he knows where it is. He knows that.
No, I don't think he knew where it was.
He didn't know where it was, but how does he get in and out of it?
From a different location.
Because he didn't know where the door was.
Yeah, when they pull her out, they go into like a sterile environment that is also attached to rooms.
So he doesn't know where the actual place is. So he's just surprised that, because he saw him in the video before, and he's like, oh, this is the guy that I've been seeing in the videos that I've been watching on this commercial. And that's where he discovered that.
Right. And then he's like, okay, where's the store? Goes to look it up. And then that's why they ask her, instead of just like going in the store, which is totally doable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what company you're with, but I don't know, just get the keys going there.
It seems like there's like at least 10 people that appear to be scientists. I'm sure somebody could figure
and that's their whole job. So like, why wouldn't they go down there and check it out? And there's tape around the door, so you don't really have to do much. Right through it. Also, like, why there's stop signs on the real life side of the door. I was like,
I never understood that.
Why did those get there?
I thought that he had gone there and then pulled them out, and then when you go in there, it's not going to be there anymore, like he did with the stool.
Yeah.
He brought the stool back to show, I'm assuming, to show that he'd actually been there and he's not crazy.
I thought he had the stool because he was ready to attack whoever came out behind him.
I think he just wanted to have something from there so that when he got back, he'd be like, okay, I was really there. This is a real thing. And
needed some evidence.
Yeah. So when we saw the stop sign, I'm like, why?
But I think the stop signs on the real life side actually said stop. They didn't. They weren't backwards. So I think he maybe was like going crazy and going around town stealing stop signs to like.
Now we're going
figure it out, because I think somebody put that stop sign there first to like have a landmark to remember. Because the first time he goes in, you're like, you pass the stop sign and then take a right. Yeah. Like you need some sort of landmark. I don't know. There's like a lot of some of the stuff that's open-ended. I don't mind because like, sure, I can imagine that he picked up stop signs and like it's making this map. Like he has this whole map thing. So you're like, he's been there a lot. Like,
and he's an architect. So
yeah, he's an architect. So it's his special interest is it kind of was unnecessary for him to be an architect because he doesn't really do anything.
Yeah. I think that's the only reason why. That's another thing. That's why I'm talking about the shortcomings of the writing. It's like, it's a little long. Like a therapist and an architect. I don't know. It's just a therapist literally going into someone's subconscious. All right.
Could have been like his basketball mates or something, like a friend, something less obvious.
There was also,
unless the second part, and they're already like thinking about making us, I don't know, like I'm thinking maybe they're like, oh, maybe next time we'll focus on a different character and it'll be like the same Backrooms, but now it's her story. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would I always think it's a mistake to make a sequel, but I think it would be just because this feels like something that's a one of one.
Only if you hate money.
Yeah, I think if you do it, it's for the money.
Yeah.
It feels like this is a one of one type thing. That's, I don't know. It feels like it's special, and if you just try to recreate, it feels like if they do it again, they'll just try to recreate it.
Well.
And I don't know.
Aren't there like hours of this on YouTube?
Yeah,
it's like
but it's completely
special
separate.
in a different way.
Yeah, it's special in a different way. And I think doing it again as a movie kind of takes that away. But I don't know. There was one detail that I thought was weird. I don't know if this was on purpose or if this was, but you hear a lot of people's breathing throughout the movie. Like a lot of times, even when they're not scared or running or anything, you just hear breath a lot. And I don't know if
is
that
this
was
like
on purpose or what.
Off-screen people, or like you can tell as
like
the person.
The character would just
breathe.
The therapist was in her office and you would just hear her breathe. But also when we first see him filming the commercial for his
he's out of breath business. A lot.
He's like out of breath the entire time. Just kind of like, what? But then when you see the commercial, he's not.
Yeah, it's a completely different commercial.
It feels something. It's a completely different commercial, but he's also not breathing as heavy. And then I don't know.
Yeah, well, the first time we were watching him record the commercial, I'm like, "What's the rush? You're trying to get it all. I mean, you can always cut it. It doesn't have to be like all in one. I don't know. Maybe it did have to be in one shot.
I mean, maybe it was the '90s. Maybe
for a minute,
editing.
I thought that the little girl that was the therapist's memory of herself, I thought it was the couple that went in there, like his manager and his girlfriend's kid, because she walks past the thing that says like person missing, and it's the girl.
So you thought it was who?
Their child. Because they never returned to their home, right? So like whatever they left behind, I thought it was their kid, because the little girl walks past a paper on the wall that says like missing, and it's that girl's Naomi, or I don't know, I can't remember her name.
I don't know. Yeah, there's way too many. I mean, maybe that's the point. It's just like so many things.
So many open-ended, just like there are so many open-ended rooms. The ones with water.
But that aspect of it, I actually do like. I do like that aspect of it, to where there's so many things to do. But like, well, why did they like the stop signs? Why was that there? Why was that there? But the narrative stuff is the part where I'm like, that was unnecessary. You should have just kept it on that, and it would have made a better movie.
The giant king chair, that's like the one that he broke, which is like the most hilarious part of the movie, because it's a furniture store. He breaks the furniture.
It's all particle board.
It's not a real chair.
This wasn't played for laughs, but it was 3 things that happened in order that seemed very funny, but they weren't played for laughs. It was when the giant comes out and kills the himself, I guess, whatever, however you want to say that. And she kind of like slides on the door. She kind of like, I'm just going to scooch back. Right? I'm just going to, this has nothing to do with me. I'm going to go over here. So that happened.
Like the giant didn't hear her react or anything. We don't see him, so we don't know how far away they are, but it feels tight.
It feels like she's just sliding by. Like, I'm just gonna scooch. right. Don't mind. So, which is like, it wasn't played for laughs, but I thought that was funny. But then right after that, she's running away and she's trying to, obviously, you don't want the person to hear you, right? But then she runs into a bunch of wind chimes. Immediately, it's like, of all the things in the world,
just trying to be quiet, and there's wind chimes in her way.
In the world, you run into wind chimes, which was funny. But then after that, there's a room full of couches, and she's like has to hop over all these couches, and then she hurts her knee on a couch.
I thought it was her ankle, because her foot fell between 2 couches.
It looked like she was holding her knee, but I don't know. But it just felt like, this is the softest piece of furniture.
It's not like you're jumping over a bunch of spikes.
It's a furniture store. The softest thing in the furniture store is the couch, and she hurts herself on a couch.
She's terrified.
And it was pretty bad, too, because like afterwards, it wasn't like she just kind of hurt herself.
She was limping.
She was still limping afterwards. So I was just like, it was 3 kind of funny things, but wasn't played for laughs. But it was like, that's the whole time. I was like, that's a weird.
Yeah, the sounds are still like terrifying.
Yeah, that's a weird series of things to do that would be funny in almost any other movie, but in this one, it didn't. So I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but I thought that was weird.
When the giant comes into that room where she tries to scooch out of, the lady in the red suit, which like is either a mannequin or whatever it is, she tries to run away, which like gives you the idea that they have some consciousness because she hears the thing coming, so she tries to run away. But then that thing that looks like a hallway is actually a corner, so she gets stuck. And if that was open, then I thought it would make more sense that she could get out. Like, even if it's a tight squeeze, she could get out that way. But like, try to come next to the giant and be like, you didn't see this.
I always think anytime something like that, like someone tries to like move past, I think about this time when I had to be like first, second grade or something. And they were taking us all to the restroom. And someone else had done something. I have no idea what it was, but the teacher was like, in my mind, she had him by his shoulders, but maybe this wasn't happening. But she was like, don't do this, don't do that. Like, she was fussing at him for something. And then I was like, this has nothing to do with me. So I'm just going to scooch past. And then I tried to scooch past. She was like, you wait until I'm done. And then she looked at me and said, you wait. And then she went back to yelling at him. And that's a memory. That's a core memory.
That's a core memory.
Yeah, it's a core memory that I just... Whenever I see something like that, it just reminds me of that moment when I was a kid, when I tried to like scoot
when you
past.
realize that people have peripheral vision.
Like, I was like, listen, this has nothing to do with me. So
just because she's looking right at him doesn't mean she can't see you over there.
So I thought they would be like, well, this doesn't, I'm just going to...
The baby and all of her 9-year-old friends still think that they can walk past me just because I'm not looking over there and I can't see them. And I'm like, I mean, I don't care. I'm just like, you're not sneaky. Yeah. And it doesn't work. You can't just sneak by a giant. It has giant eyeballs too.
I really liked the giant.
Yeah.
I really liked that it was
And that's
practical.
Also probably more of the same actor. Like, I don't know how much did he have to do.
Oh, you think that was him in a suit?
Well, no, not in a suit. I mean, I feel like it was, what's it called? Like green screen or something.
You
like
think so?
I wonder how much they ask of him to make the giant work, because he does kind of look like him.
Yeah. I really liked it because, as I was saying, like after we had watched the movie, when you don't see him for a while. Like, you never see the monster's face for a while, even though the monster is around, even though you see him eat someone, you still never actually see his face until kind of like later on. But the monster has this look in his eyes the entire time that looks so sad, like it doesn't want to do what it's doing, but it kind of has to.
That's just the way it's wired.
Like, it's just chasing this thing. It has to kill these people, but it has this sadness in its eyes that's like it doesn't want to do what it's doing.
He's not really in it.
Just kind of has to. That's another thing that I think is a great choice in this movie, I think. And to have it like a practical effects.
I mean, when they have shadows kind of walking around for a minute, it makes you wonder, are the people that started recording at the beginning, who are like completely separate group of people that we don't know, did one of them get stuck in there and is still alive, just kind of like hanging out, like being a shadow because he's afraid of everything in that room, even if it's a new person?
You think the shadow is the monster?
I don't know. Like, I'm saying some of them could be like different people that are just not copies, but they're actually like physically stuck, like how the main character was stuck in there for a bit. And then I was thinking, okay, how would somebody survive in there for so long? Like, what do you eat? And then later on, the guy's like, you can eat them. And then when you think about like, why would you think about that? Well, because the monster who is also him, and potentially there's other monsters, because that monster could have only happened after the Backrooms acknowledged this guy's existence and then created him out of the memories and his consciousness. So there could be other monsters in there. And what do? They eat the people. So like everything is just like eating itself.
Yeah.
It's like reproducing more copies, but then also eating those. So it's just like an endless cycle.
Yeah. The more I think about it, like the better the movie gets. It is.
Here's my
like,
pitch
really,
for the
really
second
great.
movie. We got to go into one of those bathtubs.
No bathtubs.
Do you remember the bathtubs? It's like maybe it was a small pool or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it goes into a bathroom that's like feels more like a pool than a bathroom, and there's water. And I thought for sure he was gonna fall in the water, and then like that turns into a different room. And that's what I want to see. I want to see him fall in a pool and come out of a toilet. That's what I want. I want to figure out the plumbing in the back rooms now. How does this work?
I think the name of the movie is Mall Apartment. It's the story of these artists that they secretly built an apartment in the mall. In between the walls, they just went in, they brought in TVs, couches.
How did they secretly do that?
They would just bring everything in piece by piece, and over a couple of months they had like a full on apartment.
Wow.
And I feel like there are people that do this type of thing, because before this they had like smaller projects when they would, build something in like a drain pipe or something, and it would just be like, mannequins, or it would be like this really a lot like what you would see in Backrooms, just a very weird space. You're like, what is like the point of it is you just walking around your neighborhood and you just see something, and all of a sudden you're like, what is this? Like who did all this? And I've actually come across something like this before. About, I guess it would be like 20 something years ago now. There were two of my friends, and then there was one guy that I didn't know. One night he was like, you want to see something cool? I'm like, okay. It was this bridge, but there was a space that you could crawl up into it where it was hollow. It was sort of like a manhole. You push it up, move it over. You just go up and you go into it, and it's just
some space.
Just the most insane thing. Like, it looked like Backrooms. It was, remember that place where it would just be where he walked in and there was like a pile of clothes and everything. There was like a mannequin over here and just various pieces of art or things that were like handmade. It was just like it was one of those things where you're just like, where am I? What is this? It felt like what Backrooms is just in real life. We went and then we came back out, but then like maybe a day or two later, I went back by myself. I went with my camcorder and I filmed it. I probably have it somewhere, but like it's on cassette, so I don't know.
Why would you go by yourself? That's so dangerous. Just out here moving manholes. You could get stuck in there forever.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, and today we're tearing it down.
No.
Out of nowhere.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't be able to find it now. It's a street over from where back in, I guess it was the 80s, comedian Richard Pryor set himself on fire and ran down the street. And it's a... Wait,
what?
The comedian...
I never knew that.
Richard Pryor set himself on fire.
Why?
Drugs.
Oh, I thought it was like a political statement or something.
I mean, he was... according to him, he was trying to kill himself, but he was freebasing cocaine, and he poured gasoline or lighter fluid all over himself, lit it up, and set himself on fire.
And he was fine?
I mean, he lived.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to get like skin grafts and everything, but he lived.
Damn.
And he ran down the street. And that street is kind of a famous street for obvious reasons, because that's the street that Richard Pryor like burned up and ran down the street. So it is about... It's in that same neighborhood. That's why I probably would be able to. And also it's where the bridge is. So if I like looked on a map and I really, really wanted to, I could probably find it. It's probably not.
Road trip.
Yeah. So the thing probably isn't there anymore, but I don't know. It was just a weird memory that I'll never forget. It was just this weird art project. And at the time, that wasn't a thing that I had ever heard of. And it wasn't like a popular thing. And even now, I don't think it's necessarily a thing that everybody knows about.
What?
Just art project. Like, I don't know what you would call them.
Oh, it was actually like several people put up stuff in there?
It had to be, because there's no reason why it would be there.
It's an underground.
Yeah, it would have to be a group of people just put stuff there so that people would find it and be like, oh, this is really cool.
I mean, in Portland, I'm sure that happens.
Yeah, maybe.
Remember, I don't know if you listened to this with me, but I was listening to the Mike Birbiglia podcast. So he was talking to another comic, and they were like, I feel like bar shows don't happen anymore. And then people that are in the room are like, yeah, they happen all the time. You're just not there because you're famous now. That's not a thing. Yeah. That's not for you. I feel like similarly, I'm sure like young people are out there doing shit like this all the time. It's just like, we don't.
Yeah. But it was just,
you don't have weird friends that are like, you want to see something cool anymore?
Yeah, I don't have those type of friends. Or even if I do, I'm not going to a
you'll be like, nah,
I'm not going.
I'm all right.
I'm not doing that. But it's a weird, it's even hard to describe, because even if I tell you what it is, it's just me. It sounds like, it's almost like someone explaining their dream to you. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, it just sounds like you're saying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was this really weird, space that I don't know if I'd ever find it again.
We'll have to go look for it. Maybe now it's full of iPods or something.
Yeah.
It's commentary on society.
Exactly. So how many stars do you give Backrooms?
4. You?
I'm going to give it 4. The more we talk about, I think when I first watched it would have been like 3. But the more I talk about it, 4. I think there were, I've said it enough times already, but I think they should have focused a little more.
Yeah. I feel like just sets alone.
Yeah, the sets alone definitely.
Sets alone is like, I cannot imagine that. Like the director's job as far as emotionally was maybe not as obvious, but the camera movement inside of those sets, like that was a lot. But yeah, I could have done with less of the mannequins. I didn't need to see that. Like, I believe you if you tell me that that there are mannequins. I also want to rewatch it for that scene early on when it first starts, when they're checking on the lights. He has an electrician come in, because I swear they turn off the light, they turn it back on, and more furniture was in the room. Remember I told you in the theater, I was like, did more furniture just appear? And then they do it again, and then the other switch appears, which is like the wrong way, which is like a Backrooms thing, and that, if you think about it later on, is like, is Backrooms like gobbling up the real world? Like, is it coming out? Like, it already it started in like whatever the facility is that the people are at when they find the therapist, and now it's like getting bigger and bigger. Like, is it eating up the under world of other people's backrooms? And then the other thing, oh my god, I forgot the other thing. Like, early on too, the reason why he brings an electrician is because the power bill is really high. And I thought for sure, like the first couple of times he goes in there and he finds more rooms, he was going to be like, no wonder the bill is so fucking high. It's lights. Instead of being afraid, he's just like, turn it off.
Yeah, he did have a dad coat. He did have very like dad energy, like middle age. Even though he didn't have kids, he definitely felt like
he was already bitter about kids costing too much money, and he didn't have any.
It's just part 2 is just a dad going into rooms, turning out lights. Like, turn these. He just never stops.
Giving shit to the mannequins. Like, how many times have I told you guys? If you're not in the room, if you're not in the creepy, scary room, you turn the lights off. It's scarier that way.
Listen, you in the wheelchair, stop turning on that light.
Just because it's attached to you doesn't mean it's your job.
Taking up. Yeah, that's going to be Backrooms part 2.
Yeah, because the first thing he complains about is the power bill being too high. And then like one of the last things is he's trying to teach the mannequin how to turn the light off. He's like, I keep doing this exercise with her. It's going nowhere. My bill is skyrocketed because of this bitch. Am I right?
Yeah. That'd be brilliant. It's just the dad.
I just wanted him to complain about the power bill one time while in there. Like, just more?
Kane Parsons is the director, and he's 20 years old.
Yeah. As we were talking about last time, I was telling you that you don't have to be a well-rounded person. If you can do one thing right, you should just do that. Yeah, but
that's like 1 in a million.
That's like 1 in a million.
Yeah, I mean, there are other people that are
good at being directors.
Yeah, no, there's a ton of other people that are making videos on YouTube that have been seen, and there are people that have made people his age that have made movies that came out in theaters, didn't do that great, but it's happened.
But that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is that we're talking about the baby in public school and like people needing to be well-rounded. And I was like, I don't feel like
Well, I think
people need to be well-rounded.
only has to do with college applications. Yeah. I don't think that's a real thing that anyone really cares about anymore now.
But because of school, we are kind of like required to at least attempt to be well-rounded throughout your public school education.
To do a bunch of stuff to get into college.
Right. But you don't have to. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's fine if,
who knows if
you find
matters anymore.
Like the only reason why I'm forcing my kid to try different things, it's because she hasn't found a thing that she's really interested and loves and like cannot stop doing. But if she found that, I would let her do that.
Than Titanic.
That's only for like a week. It'll move on. If she found a thing that she's like really interested in for like several years in a row, I would stop pushing other stuff. I'd be like, sure, do that. Like whatever. She's always been really into art. And like now she's moved on to sculpting. She's really into the clay thing that she got. So I'm like, sure. But until you found the thing you love, then you gotta try other things.
I think I'm gonna see Obsession today.
What's that?
Which is it's a horror film that's
I can't handle 2 in a row.
I definitely feel like it's definitely gonna be scarier than Backrooms. But it's a director who I think he's 25, but he got started with comedy, like sketch comedy on Instagram and TikTok. And now he made his first movie and it's Obsession. And he is a person that I've probably only been following him for the past like maybe year and a half. And he did make a YouTube movie that, you can watch now on YouTube. He made but his movies are all horror movies. So he hasn't made like a comedy yet. But like what most people, at least what I know him for, is for his sketch comedy. And it is kind of cool to like, I don't know a whole lot about the Backrooms thing, but I do know about him. So it is kind of cool to like go watch a movie from someone that you've kind of seen from the bottom. Like you've seen them start and you're like, oh, cool. You have a movie in theaters and you feel kind of invested, even though I didn't give him any money for it. Yeah. But I do feel invested, even though, because I've, supported in a way this person's art this whole time, and it's kind of cool.
That's like the right kind of parasocial relationship. There are other creepier ones, but
yeah. So I imagine the people that went to see like Backrooms, all the kids that have been watching, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
And by the way, what was it with people showing up in the middle of the movie?
That was
Did you notice that? Like at least 2 couples came in. Like one of them was like, no, it was 3 people. One couple came in like 10, like not even 5 minutes in. Like it was just after the first video of the guy who was not related, and then the Backrooms thing came on, and then they showed up. Yeah. And then another couple.
One person came in like hours.
Yeah, another couple came in like 20 minutes in, where I was like, why? And then another one was like at least halfway in.
Yeah.
I was like, is this like people who just watch this movie over and over and they don't even care like what spot they're at?
Maybe they had just finished watching a movie and they're hopping into a new movie.
Maybe, but even if it's free, it's really confusing when you showed up and it's like...
Yeah, that's not I don't know if that's a movie you want to hop in the middle.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I don't know.
Unless you're like, oh, I want to watch that last bit again or something.
Yeah, unless you've seen it already.
I thought it was a weird... like a coincidence to have 3 separate couples show up at different times, whereas that normally doesn't happen like at all.
So we did an hour on Backrooms. So this is episode 33 or 34.
No, so just like me. I'm on episode 34 in my life.
What are we going to do for our 50th?
50?
Live.
Well, it's going to be live.
Start thinking about it, yeah.
We got to start figuring that out. And then also we should have guests.
Yeah.
I think we should have guests the last 5 episodes building up to 50th to figure out like what we want to have it be like based on like what people say.
So that's probably going to be sometime in the fall then when we get to 50. sometime in the fall. All right. You punch me in the throat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reference to a joke that hopefully you know.
If you know, you know, and if not, well, just figure it out. You should figure your shit out.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about?
Nope.
All right.
We got to do another episode where we rewatch Hamnet.
Okay.
For the black guy in the white top hat.
Okay. We got to rewatch that. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's on streaming by now, right?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
Heck yeah, it is.
Which we have.
Which we do have.
Because of the internet.
Because we have the internet.
That's how I say things.
The internet. That's the name of a Childish Gambino album.
What is the name?
Because the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought it was my thing.
Nope.
Mm.
We've also been rewatching Community.
Yeah. Well, I started rewatching Community.
Donald Glover.
In the middle of season 3.
Yeah, that's weird.
Sometimes
you gotta see the guys come together.
Yeah,
you gotta see them build and then move forward.
No, I like the part of a show. I like both the Gilmore Girls, Community, like all the shows that have gone for a long time. I like them right in the middle, right where in it
that's the best part. Well, they already know each other.
They know each other, but it's not too dramatic because it's not over yet. It's just like.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know. All right.
My name is Lee H. Tillman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.
Thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.